Am I live already? Let's see. Oh, I am. I am still, you know what? I am still learning. I'm sitting here looking at the camera. Oh my God, there it is. Well, hello. Welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. I am so glad to be here. I'm doing something a little different tonight, which I would like to commit to because I think it's the coolest thing ever. And that's to have an after party after the movie so we could talk about the movie. So you all will know what I'm talking about. You know, when I am online, I would put in there or on live, I'll put in there in the subject, the name of the movie that I'm speaking about and talk about it at more length, basically. Because a lot of people, when I do my movie watch parties, what I find amazing is that while I'm doing the movie live watch parties, I also give people some information about the movie. I give them the plot. I give them some history on the actors and the actresses and, what their favorite things were or just some, hey, Mike Aldana, howdy. How are you, Mike? It's good to see you. I'm so happy to see you tonight. How are you doing? I am so glad to see you. I was sharing with everybody, again, welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. And I was sharing with everyone that I thought about doing an after party after my movie. And the movie tonight was, it was, it was, it was actor Gregory Peck and the actress Susan Hayward. And my inspiration is that I've always loved learning the background. I was almost asleep when I heard the bell ring. Oh, you got it on notification? Oh, I woke you up. Did I wake you up from your sleep? Good late evening munchies. Man, look, I was doing let's see, I was doing some work, right? Hey, Lady Libra. Hi, she's saying hello to Mike Aldana. Mike Aldana. Hey, lady, I'm so surprised you're up. I came up with this. That's Lady Libra's my movie bestie. She's Cowboy Nation. We got Cowboy Nation in the house. She's my Cowboy Nation sister star. And no, I was dozing off. We have some night owls too, Lady Libra. It's amazing. I said, well, most of the times I'm like, well, I'll be in here and I know I'll be alone, but I have the gift to chit chat, so I'll just chat. And if when I get through chatting, it'll post and someone else can always see it later on when they wake up. But I am so happy to see y'all tonight, and it was so great to see you at the watch party. Lady Libra, it was so much fun to see you there, and also all the other family that was there. Andre has a cousin, I believe she's from Alabama. Her name is Alice, and Alice is so cool. She's really big on celebrating holidays, and when Halloween comes, she'll really dress up, and everything. So she's a fun person to be around. I've never met her, but I've seen her on Facebook and met her, through Facebook. But I know of her. She's very cool people. But it was so cool to see our family there, our movie watch party family, our Cowboy Nation family. So I said, you know what? I don't know if I could commit to it, but I'd like to commit to watching, to commit to having a movie movie watch party after party, if that makes sense. Like to have an after party of the movie that we watch and to talk about it a little bit more and to engage and share with people too what they've missed and or if they've missed it, become interested and go back and watch the replay. And my sister gave me a call, Miss TR, and she said that just something messed up on her internet part. So she couldn't watch the movie. So she'll see it on the replay and she'll give me like thumbs up. But welcome to Rhonda's lovely Sparks after party to talk about the movie, to chit chat. And I was telling people that the people hanging out in the cut, Lady Libra said, well, I know where to look when I can't sleep. Good night, all. I'll see you later. Love you, sister. Love you too, Lady Libra. Good night and sweet dreams. Good night and sweet dreams. What I was sharing with everybody earlier was, and I'm looking at my keyboard right now because I have a movie chair that I invested in for my hubby and I, and it's really nice. It's like a twin chair. It has in the center, like where you could put your cups, your drinks, your food, popcorn or whatever. And it has a little thing that you can lift up and put remote control or whatever on the inside. And then on the side of the chair, it has like USB charger. So while you're sitting here, you can charge your stuff. So it's a really nice chair. So, and I love reclining. And plus, as you know, to me, it's just so much healthier to recline. So welcome. I'm suited up for movies, y'all. I'm suited up. I have my movie watch chair. I have my TV that's mounted high on the wall right there where you can look up, and that's why you'll see me looking over there all the time. But welcome. And I know there's a lot of people, out there that is really, probably just kind of bored what's out there, but they want to talk about movies, or they just want to tune into a fresh new face, that's talking about something that could probably help them, get some rest or just decompress, relax, get ready for work tomorrow, whatever the case may be. It helps just to hear me talk, for a lot of people, even when it comes to having anxiety, when it comes to having a stressful life, or whatever that you're going through, whether it's anxiety or grieving, whatever that's giving you anxiety, bad neighbors, your football team is not winning, or you're excited because women's basketball is getting the props that it's always deserved. So congratulations to women's basketball. I'm always rubbing my nose because my sister says, well, it's nose hairs. I'm like, no, sister, it's cat hair. She's probably right, though. She's probably right. And also I wanted to share with you all, too, that there are times I am going to say something and I'm thinking one way, but something else comes out. It's probably, it's by mistake. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we as content creators have like a, what do you call it? Like cue cards and a staff, what I'm saying? To be in our ear, have that little thing in our ear, or that we have cue cards, or, someone's going 3, 2, 1, what I'm saying? And then there you are live. So it's normal. And I have this disclaimer, on my description where it does say some things there. I'm not going to bore you with it. It's there. Check it out. But, it's let you know, hey, I'm going to say some things. If you hear something that's like, it's unlike me. Hey, Eric. Hello, Eric Wallace. What's good, everyone? He said, what's good, everyone? Hello. Welcome to my after party of watching the movie watch party live earlier. And I thought, you know what? Why not talk about that? Because I love talking about movies. That's one of my favorite pastimes, is to watch movies. I didn't have the luxury of watching. I know you're saying, gosh, Rhonda, it's nighttime. You put some lip rouge. Well, yeah, it's nighttime, but at the same time, I always brag about this lipstick. I can't remember the name of it. but it has so much great moisturizers in it, and it's just so good for me. So you'll see me, when a woman puts on lipstick, it doesn't mean she's trying to look finer. It means it moisturize. I could be like one in a million, like, Rhonda, you're the only one that would say something like that. But welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. My night owls in the house. I've had people to say, Rhonda, I'll just play, your videos, and it just helps me sleep. And I thought that's pretty cool that I have a voice, that can help people rest, to help people decompress, and to relax. So that's a very big compliment. So thank you for the compliment. Thank you for being here. I was telling people earlier also, and I've shared in the past, that I have my whole life, I always say my whole life, but it's true, unless I was 1, 2, 3 years old. But let's say when I started like 8 years old, maybe younger. I'm thinking 6 years old, I knew how to change diapers. Mike Aldana says, I have to go back and check out the movie stream. Got off work about an hour ago. Well, welcome home. I always say welcome home because I know you're glad to be home. Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm going to get on that too, where I could chat with you about it. But when I was younger, I was always working. And I never had the luxury to watch movies and cartoons. And Eric says, I'm getting pumped up for Friday. The nephew is 6 years old. I simply cannot believe it. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations to your sweet nephew. Let me pull up my chat. I'm going to pull up my live chat because sometimes I'll have it over here and I'll have it in front of me. But on my Apple iPad, it goes away really fast. So sometimes, all the times, I like reading what you all sent me. But also I might miss it. So I got my night dress on. I'm lounging. I got my head wrap on because it's, what time? It's 11:59, so it's going to be 12 a.m. here in Texas. Just got through watching the movie, had a live movie watch party. And I see Eric says, I'm getting pumped up for Friday. So congratulations, Eric, that your nephew, he's 6 years old, and you can't believe it, and his birthday is on Friday. I just found out a couple of days ago. See, with my age, I still think, if I haven't seen my nephews and nieces in so long, a few of them, I still have locked in my mind that they're that same age when I last saw them. You know what I'm saying? And then when you find out, wow, they're at a graduation, they're graduating this year. They're getting ready for prom. It's like, oh my God, I used to hold you. I used to change your diapers. I remember when we used to play hide and go seek. Now you don't want to play that anymore. And they'll be like, yes, I do. Let's play. And I'm like, no, hell no. Just rather just watch y'all play. Go on out there and play. Let me watch y'all fall. And welcome again to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. We have the after party for the movie from the movie watch party tonight. And I'm so glad that Eric is excited about his nephew turning 6. And then Eric says, and then I get to see them Saturday too with a lot of kids because his sweet sis is 4. On Monday, those kids are my life. Aren't they amazing, Eric? Doesn't it? It just, to me, it gives me a second chance. Because I know with being a single parent, I was my best parent. I could, at the best mother I could ever be. At the same time, I had to work. You know what I'm saying? I had 2, 3 jobs. I had to work. And I'm not going to say I missed out on a lot because I tried my best to make sure that I would have no regrets when I got older. And so now that I'm older, I was like, wow, everything aligns itself so perfectly. And you know how? I've learned as I get older that, when it's your season, things will happen. When it's your season. And I think that's so precious because I have a grandson and a granddaughter, and I have several. I have a lot of my babies, my grandbabies are in Georgia, but the ones who live here close to me, I gotta remember his age. I think he turns 5 or 6. I should remember. It's funny how when you get older, you kind of forget the ages, but because you get stuck on, well, there'll always be 5 to me, or 4 or 3. But he's a little sweet thing. And my granddaughter is such a beauty. She's just I always call my grandchildren, beautiful chocolate M&Ms. They got like perfect little round faces and they're so cute. I just want to kiss them all the time. I want to give them like a million kisses. And I just love them. And what I was relating to when I said it's a season for everything. What maybe I missed when I was parenting, maybe what I thought maybe I could do but just couldn't do when I was parenting, when I had little babies at the house. Now with my grandkids, I can live that. I could live them losing. I can see now, oh, he lost his tooth. He lost 2 teeth. Oh, look how she looks. She's getting ready for, Halloween trick-or-treating. Or, you get to see and experience those cute things they say. Like my grandson, when he was real little, he used to call me Babao, Babao. That was the cutest thing because that's what he could pronounce, Babao. And everything that was the love of his life was Babao. Eric Wallace says, going into it personally would have loved to have been a dad, but with this CP crap, I had to think, well, what's the next best thing? Being a great uncle? Absolutely. And I was sharing with you earlier about, it's about a season. When you think you might have missed the season, it always will come back to you. You know what I'm saying? That opportunity you will always be able to experience whatever form it comes in. I'm just sharing with you my little golden nuggets of life. It's like I end up living what I might have missed, or probably just living some better experiences, because back then my kids didn't have tablets and internet, and just to see my grandbabies just showing me how to use a tablet. My grandson, he would get on there and he would find an app so fast and download it, and he's like, Grandma, can you tell me how to get into the game app? And then he'll get on there. He said, let me show you how. He'll ask me because he wants to teach me. At the same time, he'll take it and he'll say, let me show you. He'll go, Siri, can you find... Or he'll say on the remote, Alexa. I'm like, I can't still, I still today don't have the habit of, using Siri or Alexa, but my grandson, so Alexa, the little sweetheart just born into it, isn't he? Aren't they? So I know with CP, it's like opportunities, Eric, that you have, and you could educate me, about that, but you end up experiencing them. It's so unique that whatever, like me, I went through a lot of adversity until I got to this really peaceful, comfortable place where I'm at today. But you'll find that you will end up having better experiences than what you would think what out there people are having or what you might see on TV. That you're going to experience something much more greater because a lot of people don't have nephews. They don't have a connection with, the family that they'd like to have. It's just so many things that is great on what you're experiencing. And I'm so glad that they are connected to you. I'm so happy they are connected to you. Um, and feel free to chime in and chat. I always remind people because a lot of people don't know when they're new, they would like to just sit back and the click, and that's great that you do. A lot of people I see that are there. They're not in the chat room, but they just want to be at peace. They just want to just watch. They want to listen, or they want some noise, in the background while they're doing homework or watching a baby or whatever. People are just living their own lives when they're listening to, these YouTube lives. It's just an amazing experience what we go through today, and it's amazing. It's amazing what we have that's accessible. You know what I mean? I think that's just amazing. But what I want to talk about, also, welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks after party. It's the after party. It's the after party of the movie watch party. We had a movie watch party today. We have it every Tuesday. And what I added, that is so amazing, what I added, and I added for the first time this week. So every Tuesday, I plan to schedule also a cartoon short. You remember back in the day at the drive-ins? There would be like a cartoon short. Well, I'm incorporating that in my shows, a cartoon short. And it's really cute. Shorts, the cartoon shorts are probably like 5 minutes. I think they're cool because it just gets you ready for the movie. Sometimes people are not ready, and they just still trying to get things together and get comfortable. And then there's the cartoon. There's some people just want to watch the cartoon because of nostalgia, because of something that, makes people feel, like, oh, it reminds me back in the day. Or people who are not aware of what we experienced back in the day, they get to come to my lives or, to learn what was movie watching like. And there are places today that still, have that nostalgia thing going on. So I bring that here. And what I wanted to add that was so amazing. I was at Mark Holmes Live yesterday. Yesterday was what? Was it Monday? What's today? Tuesday, yeah. And I almost missed it, and because I want to really watch Mark's, live, because number one, all my friends are there, but because I want to know about what's going on with Dallas Cowboys. I am so behind in that, and the only way that I can get, I can trust, more of the information is my favorite, and it is Mark Holmes. He's my brother from another mother. He's my brother from another mother. And if you all don't know Mark Holmes, you all check him out. Please subscribe. My husband is a Giants fan, and I'm a Cowboys fan. And my husband watches him because he's an expert on all all sports, and especially football. When it comes to NFL sports, he's an expert. He's very humble, and he says, no, I'm not. Yes, he is. He knows a lot, especially about NFL history, and that makes it so entertaining because he has this thing about him where he has that old school thing that you just don't see today. And he has that heart that talks about football like back in the day, but also he knows those players, those icons, those experiences, those plays and things that happened back in the day. He talks about it like it's nothing, like the back of his hand. He just knows a lot. And why I bring Mark Holmes up, because I always bring him up in all my channels, because it's an important part of my husband and my life. You know, we watch it. It's a part of uh, something exciting for us to watch. He has, you all have to tune into his channel, subscribe, and watch him during NFL season. And this man cooks the greatest freaking food. That's probably why hubby and I like watching him probably mostly. Because he has the subs. Gigantic subs. And he makes the subs sometimes or most of the times according to uh, where the Dallas Cowboys playing, right? So if we're playing in New Orleans, you know, he'll cook something that's the theme. You know, he'll do a theme fitting type sub, right? And his chicken wings and his great freaking chili. And oh, I would love to try that recipe of the chili. It's like a recipe I've never seen before. So I'm just chilling and chatting because I got plenty of time to chill and chat. Of course, I'm not going to speak. Usually I want to be on here for about a couple of hours. I don't really want to clock myself and rush because I know a lot of people who are on here. I have people that would say, they'll send me an email, okay? And the email will say, Rhonda, I'm here rocking the baby to sleep. And I was looking at a message that I have. I'm rocking the baby to sleep, and I just want to sit here and rock the baby and just listen to you talk. And I've had someone else to say, oh, when the baby hears your voice, the baby falls to sleep. And then I'll have somebody say, oh, I'm doing homework. They're a college student. They're doing homework. And she's on my page. She's a subscriber. And she'll say she'll play that while she's doing homework. And she's taking classes, I think, to be a nurse or something like that. So it's so cool for people to connect with me on a personal basis and share with me about their life. You know, to share with me, you know, what inspires them, how has my channel influenced them, why they share with me why they watch. You know, what's going, you know, and I'm an advocate for people with mental health, you know, mental and physical disabilities. I'm an advocate for human beings. I'm an advocate for children. I'm an advocate for seniors, you know, and I know how to speak. Even though speaking about that, I did put in a disclaimer on one of my YouTube lives where it talks about, it says Rhonda's live, and I'm trying to see what I was talking about. Let's see if I can find it. And I know it's on here. I'm going to look it up so you all can also check out the replay. So I was on, oh, and it's called Rhonda's Live Talk. It's dated, it streamed 2 days ago. And the title is How to Cope with War and Politics. And plus I talk about freak-offs. You know, I talk about, because that's the topic these days, you know, what we are hearing about freak-offs. And P. Diddy is making us, you know, talk about it. Talk about something that I've never been, you know, with. But again, I'm not judging other people, you know, that do their thing. But I've always said, hey, with P. Diddy, the issue I have is a lot of things. The issue that I have is, okay, you're drugging people. Number one is minors. You're grooming these minors and you're drugging them and whatever, the girls and boys. And then you're out there drugging people and then you're taping them. A lot of people don't know what's happening to them when they're drugged. So there's forced R, because there's certain words I cannot use. There's forced R. It's just a lot of garbage. I just didn't want to repeat it. But it's on my other past lives. So when I was live, I'd said something to the effect of something like, by accident, I meant to say, I do. You know, I am a fan of other content creators. I mean, I'm a fan. Because a lot of people who think, who are content creators, they feel that they don't watch other people's content. And I do. I'm a fan of a lot of people's content. And, you know, now that I have a YouTube channel and I'm a creator, I don't have as much time to hang out with them like I used to. You see me, I'm throwing a tantrum. But gosh, I'm a fan. I hate to drop names because I don't want to miss out anybody, but I'm going to be on. Put the names out there. So there's Sugar Daddy Williams. He's a gamer. He plays Red Dead Redemption. It's my favorite game, even though I love all the games. But my husband and I will have it on our big screen. And to see Red Dead Redemption and you see this cowboy western theme, it is relaxing. I watch my own videos. You know what I'm saying? It's relaxing. But I love watching his. And shout out to him because he's also a member of my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Lovely Spark, Spark Nation. Rocket Power. You get rocket power for being a part of the Spark. Spark Nation. That's what that means. And then I have No People, No Problems. He tells horror stories. I think I'm like 2 weeks behind. Oh my God. And there's that other thing that I talk about when I talk about, you know, stressors and having anxiety. So I learned, you know what, Rhonda? Okay. I haven't watched both of my favorite YouTube channels, but I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get there. But I used to be like when I wasn't creating content, I had a lot of time on my hands. But I'm not going to make excuses because I'm going to be there to watch their great stuff that they have on their YouTube channel. And then there's Mocha's sister. Oh, I'm going on and talk about them. I'm going to just talk about them because I have nothing else to do tonight except talk about a movie, and I'm going to talk about the movie in a minute. So what I was saying too about being a content creator, there's things that people are going to say. I know there's some haters out there. Mark Holmes' YouTube channel, he has more people that love him, but it's always people who say ugly things that seems to get the light, right? They end up getting more stuff. Is why you have moderators say, we don't need to listen to your garbage, just get those trolls out, right? But he was also saying, because I learned a lot from him, because he has like over 100,000 subscribers, and he has a lot of things that he deals with. And what I've learned is that sometimes you're going to misspeak. I'm not saying like on a note of something that's insensitive, and that could happen by accident too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that could happen, right? That could happen. So, but I said the wrong thing. I was like, I meant to say, yeah, I'm a content creator, which means, yeah, I'm a fan of a lot of other people's content. That's not normal for a content creator not to be a fan, right? That was the intent. So what flew out of my mouth was, I'm not a fan. I'm a content creator. I am not a fan. That's not normal to be a content creator and be a fan of someone's stuff. And what made me, peep it, because sometimes I'll look at my chat replay, and then sometimes I'll rewatch, my lives. I'll check it out because there's some things in there I just want to see and I want to learn and become a better person that's live and or paying attention to what people are saying in the chat room. So I saw where Abriel, she goes by Abriel, and her name is A Brilliant Blessed Mess. I saw where she went, anywho. I'm like, what made her say anywho? You go, usually anywho means whatever. And she was so sweet because after she went anywho, she's like, well, can I still reach out to such and such and let them know that you can't be seen on her channel? And I'll just want her know that, did you block her because she thinks you blocked her, blah, blah, blah. And she was so sweet and kind. And I was like, I saw the anywho and I'm like, so I went and found it and time-stamped it and looked at it and said, oh, my mind was thinking one way, but what came out of my mouth was something else. It's like in my head, I'm really thinking, I said that I am a content creator and I am a fan of other people's content. And that wouldn't be normal if I'm a content creator and not be a fan. Because I mean that just so that was the intent. So what came out again was me what came out was that wouldn't be normal to be a content creator and be a fan of someone else's work. And I started to go, anywho, I was like, oh no. And I always say, well, I shouldn't let things bother me. But I'm also human, and I'm not saying it's driving me crazy, but it did bother me. It did bother me because I said it, and that was not what I meant. So I had to mention that again tonight. And now I'm not going to get past it. But it did bother me. Because I know I'm big on telling the truth as much as I can, to be honest about things. Because, I remember when I was growing up as a kid, I used to get in trouble for things that wasn't true. What my sisters did, I would get disciplined, and it wasn't my fault. And I'm being honest with you. I know you could say, well, a lot of kids out there, all of them say, well, I'm innocent, it's not my fault. But look, I grew up with a really balanced brain as a child. I had a conscience, right? And I was like really before my time when I would process and think of things. But I could never understand, why would I get punished when I was innocent? So that thing grew on me, my whole life when it comes to being honest with people, when it comes to being transparent, when it comes to telling you the truth, when it comes to me being an honest person, no matter the consequence, I'm going to be honest. Now, I always tell people, hey, there's that disclaimer. Probably for my best friend or for my daughter or for someone, my daughters or someone I really love, I might could lie if it's going to help them. I'm a mother. I'm not going to enable people. I'm saying? I have a conscience. So if there is something that's wrong, just to me, morally wrong, yeah, your ass got to go to jail. But if it's something that I feel, that it's going to save my daughters because or my best friend or my husband, whatever, and there are circumstances or whatever, I feel, what? Not always the law is right. No, not always. There are a lot of people out there that are locked up. There are a lot of people out there that are going through something and they're innocent. And that just goes back to when I was a child, when there were times when I was disciplined or my hand was spanked really hard for something that they blamed me for. No, Mommy, I didn't take money out of your purse. No, Mommy, I didn't, no, Daddy, I didn't take your peanuts, whatever. And my father would line me and my sisters up, and I was 6 years older than one and 9 years older than the other one. And my sisters would cry and put out the tears, and they would say, I didn't do it. And then I wasn't crying, and I said, I didn't do it. And I got in big trouble. And trust me, that could be something you could probably identify as where maybe your anxiety started. If you have an anxiety, it's human to have anxiety. It's normal to have anxiety. And when you see some abnormal things going on with your anxiety, some unhealthy feelings, then go to your doctor and talk about them and talk to them and see what they could do to try to help you with that, give you some advice or whatever. But it's normal. And so I've been researching my journey. I've been researching while I've been on this journey, and not trying to research and stress about it, but when you rest a lot and you're retired, healthy things will surface, and you start figuring things out. And I start figuring out, wow, my anxiety just didn't start when I was an adult. You know what I'm saying? You can end up identifying when, right? And I just now, between you and I just now identified it. It goes back when I was a child. Scared to death to get in trouble. Because it would be like, okay, if I lied, damned if I did or damned if I didn't. If I was honest, and I couldn't understand that because, you're taught in school the rules and you're taught in school, you're rewarded for being honest. I just couldn't understand that. And then later on find out that, you know, my sister admits it to my dad, this was years ago, which was not really a long time ago. As a grown-ass woman, she sits up there and says, hey, Daddy, I just want to tell you I was the one that took the peanuts. But I got in trouble for it. It's just it's the principle. You know what I mean? It's the principle behind it. It's just, it just really got to me. And it got to me many times because it kept happening. You know what I mean? So thank you for allowing me to speak to you about some things, and just working through things and understanding things. And just letting you know that the reason why I'm able to talk about it today, because I am so much better. I'm at a much better place. I'm happier. But then what has inspired me to do a YouTube channel is because how I've been able to overcome some things. And I know you all out there, you're still working, you're still having to face, anxiety head on. You still got to get up, you still got to get dressed, you got to, people are looking at you and staring at you and talking about, you're still dealing with it. So hopefully when you see me, you come to my channel, you can know that you're getting some support, that my place is a safe place. That you can feel better, that you can be strong and know that you are not alone, dealing with this, that I'm here and that we can work through that together, because life happens. Things happen. Doesn't mean it's acceptable. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean we have to lay down and just take all the garbage in the trash. No. I mean, I could even give you some advice too on how do you deal with these things head on. How do you deal with self-healing and still having to go out there and face these things out there. And I, like me, I had to work for so many years and still had to deal with racism. I still had to deal with racists. I had to still deal with unfairness. I still had to deal with someone feeling entitled that they could, touch my hair, or, touch my clothes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I had to go through some things by myself to learn to learn, how to manage sideways and how to manage upwards. That's one of the things I've learned. It's a book that's out there. It's a training course too. I've had to really learn that. I had to learn how not to give these idiots out there power, and how to really live and deal with it without calling them idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you ignore it and still find your power, still feel empowered without having to name call as well. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm glad you're here at Rhonda's Lovely Sparks, and I wanted to share with y'all some really great things. I know some really great things about our movie watch party that I have every Tuesday night. I have watch party every Tuesday night. I have a movie watch, a cartoon / nostalgia, 1:00 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturdays. There's Saturday cartoons. And then I have Saturday night a double watch drive-in theme with a 10-minute intermission Saturday night. So I have one coming up that I'm going to get to my members. Members, they get early access. So I will let them know right away what I'm working on for Saturday night. And if you're a member, you get extra perks. So members, you sign up, the members will get, they'll get timestamps of the cartoon lineup. because I have like several cartoons with commercials. They'll get the time stamps. They will also get, members will get also, and it depends what you're subscribed to. If you're a member of the Bomb, that's my highest one, which is $5.99 a month. And it's me, I have a book reading, live book reading party. And so the book that I'm reading is by W.E.B. Du Bois. It's a romance, and it's not one of those boring romances. You know, it's dealing with colorism and with racism and how he's dealing with that. And he falls in love with this beautiful dark princess. And that's the name of the book, by the way, Dark Princess. And it's romantic and it's exciting. And he talks about her clothing and her beauty and her shape. You know, it's not so deep in eroticism, but it's intellectually written where you're intellectually stimulated. And I'm reading the book, you know, to you, his story. And I believe I'm definitely still on chapter 1. There's 4 chapters. The chapters are very long, which is amazing. And I'm at, I think, section 6 of chapter 1. And my book reading is tomorrow, Wednesday, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I have a book reading, and I have several members of the Bomb. So the Bomb, they get extra. They get lots and lots of extra. But there are people who pay in 99 cents, and they pay $3.99 for some other things, like you get early member access to what movies I got scheduled ahead of time, the plot. I have on there where I'm giving you more detail about the movie that's coming out, so people can see, oh, this is what type of movie. You know, this is a horror, this is a fantasy movie, or this is a war movie, or it's a comedy, a western. You know, we'll tell you ahead of time. So that's for members that would get access to that. Plus, members also get details of my Chef Andre Hubby's recipe. So when you are subscribed, you'll get just a picture of what he cooked and the name and the dish, a picture of the dish, and a picture of the name of the dish. But members, they will get sometimes a shopping list. They will get every time the brands that my husband uses to cook with. And he'll have directions, and there'll be like maybe up to 6 pictures of the plating, you know, like zoomed in and at an angle, and just like, for example, just the side, like pan-fried potatoes, or just the hamburger, a close-up. And a lot of times he'll take pictures of his prep. Members get that extra. You know, members will get, like I said, the lineup of movies, the plots, the detail of the movies. They just get extra. You know, they get a lot of cool stuff. You know, the Bomb will also get me singing. And the Bomb will also get me reading things and singing live. And I'll give you a little taste. Let's see if I can think of something. You are so beautiful to me. You are so, and you know, it depends. Those kinds of things is seasonal. And if it's a new song that I've dropped or something, as far as came out with, they will get that. I'm not going to post my music anymore, just, you know, just for anybody. It's going to be where people will have to become a member, you know, to check out my new music that I got out. I'll have poetry readings. That's for the Bomb. And again, welcome all members, because members all members get intimate pictures. It will be pictures that's a part of the intimate part of my life, right? And what that means is family members when I was a baby, you know, pictures of family members of you know, my family members who survived the Tulsa riots, pictures of when my great grandfather, you know, back in the 1800s, pictures of my husband and I traveling around the country, pictures of me, my graduation, and pictures of when I was a little baby or my first Christmas, so it goes way, way back. And I'll share those pictures and our travels around the country and eating different foods. So the members, I give a lot to my members because they pay into, the subscription. I mean, not the subscription, but they pay into the membership to get the extra perks. So they get extra. And so, y'all, become a member. It starts off at 99 cents. You have an opportunity to upgrade if you want. Just 99 cents. And you probably will get more from me than you will get from most people who have memberships. And I'm not competing. Everybody has their thing. But just to let you know how, if you see that I work hard for you, in my YouTube channel, you'll see that for my members, you go, oh my gosh, she has taken her hard work on a whole nother level. And I do, because I respect what you all pay into. So let me do a shout out to the members. Let me do a shout out to my members of my channel. A special shout out to A Day in the Life of Mocha Sister. And I'll give you the ones who have pages, YouTube channels. Subscribe to them. Okay, so subscribe to her. And then there's my hubby. He is also a member of the BOM. Then we have Asia Robertson. Hi, Asia. She's a New York Giants fan. My hubby's a New York Giants fan, and she's a cool lady. I just love talking to her. There's BV. She's a member. Shout out to Crystal Caramel Corn. And going back to BV, hello to BV. She's been with me too from the beginning of time. And also Crystal Caramel Corn. Shout out to you, members. I Love Weed is a member. Jojo Gonzalez, my sister Jojo. Lady Libra, DC for Life is a member. Lovely Brown is a member. Miss TR, she has a channel. Subscribe to her. That's my sister-in-law out of Patterson, New Jersey. That's my husband's sister. No People, No Problems. He lives in Serbia. Subscribe to him. He has a channel. He does horror stories, live horror stories. He writes his own thing, and he's just amazing. And his backstory is that he lives off the grid. Him and his wife built their own place off the grid, and they have all these waterfalls surrounding them, and it's really cool stuff. And there's Rick Grimes, who is subscribed. Shout out. And Sugar Daddy One Williams, he is a member. Shout out to him. Please subscribe to his channel. He has a channel. So these are all of my members. Membership is growing. Thank you all for being a member. I really, really love you all. I really appreciate you all's support. Again, please, be a part of what we call Spark Nation. Okay, Spark Nation is my channel. It's Rhonda's Lovely Sparks, but the crew, we call ourselves Spark Nation. And when you are a member, it means you got rocket power. So there's 3 different levels. The first level is Sparklets, 99 cents a month. $3.99 is Dynamite. And then the BOM is $5.99 a month. And what's so cool about it is that all these, the theme is a part of the rocket, right? So you got these sparks and dynamite, and the BOM is all a part of having rocket power. So it's all has a theme to it. So come on, y'all, just join in. Become a member. So it only starts off at 99 cents a month. And the more members I get, what's so cool about it is that I get more perks when it comes to, having special emojis. I get to add more emojis. There are special emojis for those members who become a member. But the more members I get to grow my emojis, special emojis, and more special perks and access as a content creator I can give to you. So, and also I want to remind you all that I have some cool stuff when you join as a member. I have this rose gold shimmering envelope that I mail you and I have it on my page too. It has pictures and stuff in my community tab and also in the YouTube, um, in the YouTube lives, right? The YouTube videos. And I have on there, you get a gift. You get like a card of like an inspirational card. And you get a little plastic plexi type stand you could put your inspirational card on. And I know there's some more things. Y'all need to check that out. You get that. I ship that to you. And what's also I see that's so humbling is that everybody that's a member haven't even requested for that gift. Because I'm thinking, like my friend in Serbia, he's like, Rhonda, don't send that to me. You know how much it will cost you to mail that to me? And then I had people say, other people say, Rhonda, I want you to save that postage. Don't mail any gifts. And to be honest with you, everybody that's a member hasn't even requested for the gift. Because you send an email, you send me your address and everything, and I'll ship it to you. And no one's requested for the gift because they're like, Rhonda, take that money and invest it back into your channel. So thank you for that too. So there's options. There's options you have. But I always tell people, please, I started off and I said, well, 99 cents a month, you get a lot of great cool stuff. And I also will send some extra things to you all if you're a member. You get member early access on things. And there's also for the bomb, that chat is only for people who are members of the bomb. So there's a way, if I do something live, it can just only be open to that membership level, So I'm so excited about it. I could talk about it. I'm really big on promoting my brand because I'm proud of my brand. I've put a lot of work into it. I'm humbled and I'm proud. And I'm glad where my channel is taking me to a place that, gosh, people are appreciating me so much that they don't mind paying into getting these perks. And it just makes me feel like, wow, my hard work is worth something. So I want to do a shout out to all of my members too. Thank you. And hello to all of my subscribers. Thank you for being a member, a subscriber actually, of Spark Nation. Thank you so much. I want to talk about the movie tonight. I want to finally get into that. And we are 58 minutes into my live because it always takes me an hour probably before I really get into the juice, the meat and potatoes of what my subject matter is about. Sometimes I end up changing the title to my subject matter because I love being live. I do. I love being live. So if my time also allows me, so I make it, I make it happen. I'm not going to have any excuses. I'm going to make it happen. I am thinking about, this is the first one tonight, but I'm thinking about having a movie after party. So if I have a party, live movie watch party, I like to talk to you all about that movie. Okay? And it's such an amazing movie. It's called What We Play Today Live. The movie today is called David and Bathsheba, dated in 1951. And who's playing in that movie is, I want to get it right because I got one thing in my head, right? I got one thing in my head, but I want to say something else. So let me stick to the cue cards. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was going to say Anthony Hopkins, not Anthony Hopkins. That's why I said cue card, Rhonda. It's Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck plays as King David. And you have Susan Hayward Okay, and Susan Hayward played as the lady. She plays as Bathsheba. Okay, and it's such a beautiful movie. It's when Technicolor first came out, and it was also directed by Henry King and produced by Darrell F. Zanuck. Zanuck, with a screenplay by Philip Dune and cinematography by Lehman Shamroy. And what I do too in my community tab when I have these movies, I will also share in the community tab. I will share the original movie poster. So check out the community tab, the movie poster to the cartoon episodes and movies that I play. I put that in there, and I put some little some history some history trivia. You know, some little information about that people didn't know, like Gregory Peck. You know what? And I brought up some history about him. It's so unfortunate how they said when they did a movie set, when they did a movie set, let me see, I'm trying to pull it up right now, that they ended up doing it somewhere where it was had radiation exposure, and with that radiation exposure, um, that it exposed actually people who were performing in this movie. It exposed them to cancer. You know, it's like I share things, I share this information in the chat replay, some historical tidbits. There are people that are in the chat, and sometimes they miss out on something. They can ask me a question, and they'll say, "Oh, Rhonda, what is this and that and this and that?" And I'm able to answer why this happened or give some more details. Some people have dyslexia. Some people have a disability where there probably are memory issues where they don't understand, or some people just don't understand and they want to ask me, and I'll answer that. So the movie can be enjoyable, you know, for everybody who comes, who can feel comfortable coming to the movie and being a part of our movie. So what is amazing about, and I'll give you a little bit more information as I go through, giving you some historical information about the movie, and give you some history and some fun facts. And one of the fun facts says the film follows King David's life and his relationship with Uriah's wife, Bathsheba, played by Susan Hayward. Bathsheba, hello, Coyote. Hi. Pronounce that again. Bathsheba. Did I pronounce it right? Bathsheba? Bathsheba. She plays Uriah's wife. And David is the king. And I'm going to say, what inspired me to do this movie, right? What inspired me? And welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks after party. The after party to the movie watch party. I'm talking about the movie, which I just got, just started talking about because a whole hour is talking about some other things. But welcome, Coyote. You know I always love seeing you. I'm so glad to see you. And so what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of beginning insight. David and Bathsheba is a 1951 Technicolor epic film produced by 20th Century Fox and starring Gregory Peck as King David and also Bathsheba as Susan Hayward is Bathsheba. Isn't that amazing? And it was directed by Henry King. And so David, the plot is David Ben Jesse, which is, it is an interesting Bible story. It is. It's one of those Technicolor pictures back in the day. And I thought, whoa, this is entertaining. Because to be honest with you, I don't know the Bible that well at all. You know what I'm saying? I know some stories about it. I don't know the Bible like the back of my hand. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that when they did these movies, yeah, there were some things added here and there, for entertainment purposes. But for the juice of the matter, a lot of it was inspired by the Bible. I remember that in Technicolor, yes, and it is, yes, Coyote, and it is available on replay tonight. So it's immediately available. Also with the chat replay, if you want to look at the chat and just see what people are saying in the chat room, because the chat, I always say, is the cherry on top. And it talks about David ben Jesse, the second king of Israel, and you all know, probably could put two and two together, what inspired me to put that in there, to do it, because I did a live speaking of giving people advice. What is my advice? And plus I received advice from them on how do we deal with today war and conflict, right? There's a lot of war and conflict going on, and I gave some advice. I am not a psychiatrist. I don't have a major in psychology, but my work life has value, and I have a lot I can share. I could have a lot of great advice, and plus I received again a lot of advice from people in the chat room, like people like Coyote, like people like Mike Aldana. I received a lot of good advice, because when I'm here live, I become inspired as well. I don't see myself as not some astute lawyer or attorney over, the authority of everything. I don't. But I do read, I do learn, and I'm interested in listening to what other people got to say. So that's what's inspired me too, was knowing that David was, I don't know if it's the second king of Israel, and it's a Bible story, and it was amazing. And how King David falls into this lustful relationship with this woman who is married to someone else, who I think is like the leader of King David's. I kind of like your color palette red, lady. Thank you. Thank you. I know my husband inspired me to wear red. When we first met, my husband and I always wore black and gray. And he started buying me dresses and clothing, and he's like, I love you in bright colors, Rhonda. And he always bought me bright clothes and dresses and things. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. There's some history behind that, why I wear bright colors. So thank you for being here with me tonight too, Coyote. I appreciate you. And so what happens, and I'm going to read more about it, the facts, because I don't want to just go off the top of my head, but back then, he's being a king, he violated, I'm thinking violated, Moses' law by basically, it stands out on the neutrals. Oh, thank you. Yes, it does. Yeah, the grays and all that, and it stands out. Thank you, sweetheart. And so when you look at the story and you watch it, you're like, wow, God is about his business. You know what I mean? Like, people feared God, and they, things happened in that movie. I'm not going to tell you everything about the movie, okay? But I'm just here not to tell you about the movie, basically, but talk about it where it doesn't give you really any spoilers, any spoilers that will ruin your experience when you watch it, okay? So it's just to speak on some highlights of promoting the movie, because I love promoting it, because there are actors and actresses in that movie that needs their props, that deserves their prop. They deserve to be respected and remembered, because the things that, they went through in their time, the things that they overcame, the things that was so unfair. Hollywood was a dirty, is, I'm going to say was, is a dirty game. So I'd like to give some exciting highlights and some trivia about David and Bathsheba. And that's her name. And, Susan Hayward. Y'all know about Susan Hayward. She was just the ultimate of beauty when it came to Hollywood, Hollywood stars. She went through a lot of things too in real life when it came to being an actress. In real life, Susan Hayward, who plays Bathsheba, which is like what this after party is about, is give you some more intense depth about the movie, what it's about, not telling you really what's about the movie, but telling you about some of the plot, some historical things about it, some things that happened on set in real life, like one of the people that was diagnosed with cancer. It's like several people that played in another movie together was diagnosed with cancer, and one of the people, when he found out he was diagnosed, he ended up committing suicide. It's a lot of things that went on with these human beings who played roles, who gave their life for the art of being an actor or actress. And like in real life, Susan Hayward was really, in real life, she was Hispanic. And so what they did, like with Dorothy, the Julie, y'all help me with the names, Julie, who played Dorothy, human beings, exactly, how they groomed them. And so they cut her hairline way back and pulled her skin real back, way back, to make her have a look that was popular in that time, and her hair to make her more acceptable for, in that time, viewers, for the social culture back then. They made her look a certain way, and they were really big on making sure that, okay, that she was sellable, that she could sell. But at the same time, that movie, when they did production and clothing and things like that, they tried to be as close as possible to that time. However, the reception of the movie was frowned upon because there's a lot of things that wasn't a good fit, when it came to some wardrobe. You had people that gave reviews and they were like, pretty much pissed, because, and like I said, you all, I study movies. I'm letting you all know, when I produce the movies, when I do movies and cartoons and nostalgia and moving pictures, I study this. I do my homework. So when I'm telling you, when I'm sharing this with you, I'm letting you know that I do more than just putting stuff out there for you all to look at. I actually study it. I learn, I read, I do my homework so I can explain some things to you. But I wanted to share with you all some things I've learned too in the trivia. Which was really sad. And I think if it comes up, it comes up. But it is a biblical story. And the trivia says, it has some things in here, and I pretty much want to read, not a trivia to ask questions, but a trivia that has the facts. I'm trying to read some things that I posted before too that I found interesting in the live chat earlier, which shout out to Miss TR and Jeff Lee and Alice Galloway, and my husband was there. A lot of cool peeps was there. But I wanted to read, okay, and I read that as a fun fact. So I'm just scrolling down, kind of share what happened. I go, David, and listen to this part. David becomes, in this movie, David, and without telling you the movie, because I want you to go watch it, David becomes enamored with Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, the Hittite, another captain in his army. Their mutual attraction leads to an affair. despite the knowledge that it violates the law of Moses. And that's hot and spicy. And Lola's not here, but Lola's hot and spicy. Lola was there at the watch party tonight, too. Shout out to her. She was there at the watch party, my Cowboy Nation, uh, my movie besties. And it talks about um, David and Bathsheba is a 1951 Technicolor, and I end up sharing that again, for people to kind of get, I do that in the watch parties. I give you all an idea, of course, what you're watching. I post that in the live chat so you can know what you're watching. And some people come in late and they'll go, so what is the name of this movie? And I'll tell them the name of the movie. I'll give them a little short sentence of what it's about. And so they said the film, what the film follows, behind this King David movie. And then it talks about the film portrays David as a complex character grappling with faith, power, passion, and guilt. And it's extraordinary. It's like you could say, wow, you were before your time when you did that movie, right? That's when, to me, movies were real movies. They were real movies. They put heart, soul. I mean, movies affected them so much is that in real life, when people got exposed to, when they did the filming, and they got exposed to, some radiation, some chemical stuff from testing, these bombs and stuff back then. Actually, there were people that got exposed. And then Susan Hayward, let me give you some history on Susan Hayward, right? And give you some background information. She was born as Eddie the Mariner on June 30th, 1917. Was an Academy Award-winning American film actress, best known for her film portrayals of women that were based on true stories. That's what Susan Hayward was known for. And it says, in real life, during World War II, Hayward supported the war effort by volunteering at the Hollywood Canteen, where she met her first husband, actor Jesse Barker. So I will give you some insight, like I've done just now, of the main characters of the movie, so you can appreciate the movie more. I like your list. Let me see what you wrote on here. Coyote says, I like your list. I'm not a Gen X. I'm not a millennial. I'm a Xennial. Xennial. So does that mean that you grew up on Mario Ninja Turtles? Okay, good. You enlightened me because, it lets me know too that I can do some Ninja Turtle, cartoons and stuff. I can do that too. That's pretty cool. Xennial. What's so cool about it is that on my YouTube channel, in my analytics, 87, you're born 87? Oh, you're so young. You're such a young whippersnapper, you. That's so cool. That's so cool. And you have such a beautiful soul because you like listening to classic things too. I was like that when I was younger. I love listening to Not Born, LOL 83. You said you're okay, so I'm trying to say, okay, so you said you're not born in 87. You're actually 83 years old. Is that what you said? I'm trying to remember what xennial means. I'm reading your chat. I'm so curious. You see that look I have when I get really curious? I go, is that what you mean? Huh? I grew up watching 87. Oh, you grew up watching the 1987 Ninja Turtles. That's cool. Everybody has their thing, right? Like my husband likes war movies. He likes, I bought him a t-shirt with Nostafaru, the Dracula back in the 1920s. He was kind of like resembled a Dracula. I always like buying him that nostalgia type T-shirts and stuff he likes wearing around, wearing to town and everything. That's pretty cool. So you grew up watching. That's pretty cool. Um, so between millennial and Gen X, because I think I'm a Gen X. I think I'm a Gen X. That's the first. I don't know why that. To me, that's the first time of hearing about Xenial. The Xenials. I'm trying to. I'm trying to see where I left off at. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then right here it says theories. Check this out. You ready to hear about this? I'm going to read it to you. Theories about the radio. Okay, I must have missed something here. Let me scroll up. Okay, that's what I missed that you all would want to hear. Susan Hayward. Susan Hayward's doctor found a lung tumor March 19, 1972 that metastasized after, I'm trying to see if I pronounce that name right. Is it metastasized after a seizure April in 1973? Check this out. Listen to the story. You ready to hear this? That's why I like reading about the actors and actresses of these movies. This is in real life about Susan Hayward. Diagnosed brain metastasis. Is that metastasis? Metastasis is the form of cancer. On March 14, 1975, she suffered a seizure between ex-millennial and Xennial. Oh, okay. So you're like around my daughter. Because my daughter is 35. I think, no, she's 34. I have a 32-year-old and a 34-year-old. I'm thinking that's around that, is it? Kind of. So with Susan Howard, she was diagnosed with this brain cancer. Sorry, I grew up before cell phones, but when in high school, that's cool. Isn't that cool? Oh, you're 40. See, I'm 57. Okay, that's cool. You're so young, Coyote. I'm 57. So what I always say with my age group is that I was born, with all the best stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like before there was electric typewriters, I learned how to, type on a manual typewriter. And yours got that, you got that too, right? You got a taste of all that great stuff, that nostalgia stuff back in the day. Young, yeah, you're young. 40? Oh, please, you're just 39. What? A hop, a skip ago? A hop and a skip ago? So with Susan Hayward, she suffered a seizure in her Beverly Hills home and died at 57 years old, Coyote. Check this out. And this is how she got exposed to cancer. You ready to hear this? She got exposed to cancer. It says theories about the radioactive fallout from atmospheric atomic bomb tests surround the making of The Conqueror. That's the movie The Conqueror that Susan Hayward was in. St. George, Utah. Several production members, including Hayward, check this out, Susan Hayward, John Wayne, Agnes Moorehead. You know Agnes Moorehead. She played the mother on Bewitched. Pedro Armendariz, who died by suicide after a diagnosis of cancer. When Pedro found out, he was an actor, and after he found out that he was diagnosed with cancer, he killed himself. And director Dick Powell later succumbed to cancer and cancer-related illnesses. So Susan Hayward died from that, from acting in real life. She died from acting in Utah for this movie. She died of cancer. Um, and just giving some historical background, of what happened to these actors and actresses, how a lot of them were exposed to a lot of stuff while acting. Like I was saying about Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney played in the opera, The Phantom of the Opera, back in 1920s. He died in real life from choking on fake snow. That was as a part of the setup, the movie setup. In real life, he died from fake snow. He had gotten some kind of cancerous type thing from it. And then it says, give you some historical background, Gregory Peck. June 12th, 2003, Gregory Peck plays David, King David, in the movie David and Bathsheba. Died in his sleep from bronchopneumonia at the age of 87 at his home in Los Angeles. His wife, Veronique, was by his side. So like I said, I always love let's see what Coyote wrote. I had an electric circuit toy that could project AM radio. My mom is 55, had me at 15. Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So she was able to be really young. She had me at 15 young while raising you. Thank goodness. Because parenting is hard. Thank goodness. That's sweet. That's a sweet backstory on you, Coyote. That is really sweet. I was also doing, David, King David is the one who's known for using a slingshot and killing Goliath. Okay? So I did some backstory on Goliath. The guy who played Goliath is like this 6'8" Lithuanian man in real life. He played the giant. Goliath is also in this movie. You'll see it in the movie. So his name in real life, who played Goliath, is Walter Talun. Was born on October 15, 1909 in Vilnius, Lithuania. He was an actor. He died on September 15, 1980 in Wheatfield, New York, United States of America. So just giving you some history too about this story and what I thought about it. Well, number one, the color is amazing because it was when Technicolor just came out. And, it's playing like this King David. He had many wives. And he fell in love with Bathsheba. And I tell you what was interesting. So my husband and I was watching David and Bathsheba tonight. And he's like, Susan Hayward is naked. Right? And I'm going, no. He go, yeah, she, my husband got them eyes. I don't know if it's just men got those type of eyes, where they could zoom in on things. Looney Tunes and Technicolor. Yes, Coyote. I miss you. I miss you on Saturdays. I really wish you could be there on Saturdays too, because you've inspired me. As a matter of fact, I always say as a matter of fact, but I have to do this right now. When I talk to you all, I always write down the movies that you like. And it inspires me to do the movie because it inspires me. I like to provide. Oh, yeah, so I have done some Looney Tunes in there. And you said you like Ninja Turtles. So guess what? My grandson went as a Ninja Turtle last year for Halloween. I'll see if I can find that movie and put it in my community tab. Bugs Bunny Tweety Show. Yes, yes, yes. I've done some Bugs Bunny Tweety shows on her. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty awesome. Those are real cartoons back in the day. I'm not saying that they're not real today, but we had just a really wonderful childhood, right? I mean, I'm a '60s baby, right? And I had a really, as far as when I was able to see, trying to clean my glasses, be able to see the cartoon stuff, because when I was a little girl, yes, Spider-Man. When I was able to watch it, I was able to enjoy. Let's see. Okay. Oh God, my glasses were horrible. Transformers, right? Right, Transformers. Coyote? Did you like the anime? Any of the anime cartoons? Is it animated Japanese influenced cartoons? I know I have my son-in-law. He loves them. Oh, he loves animes. So with yes, Dragon Ball Z, right? What I really saw, we're talking about with Uriah, who was David. I'm saying David, who was David, King David's best friend, Uriah. When you watch it, you'll see some things going on between that. So I'm not going to do any spoilers, but like I said, I love sharing with you some highlights that what I got from the movie that I thought was so amazing. Also, congratulations to West Covenadodge. West Covenadodge. I gifted him a free membership. And so he has access to 1 month free membership to Rhonda's lovely Sparks. And it's an interesting, basically, some movie trivia that talks about Gregory Peck was a heavier drinker as a young actor in Hollywood, and in 1949 he was hospitalized with heart spasms. And while filming David and Bathsheba in 1951, while Gregory Peck was filming this, he was hospitalized and found out basically it was like this palpitation that was brought on by his lifestyle. Is the old Moses movie able to be streamed? I'm going to look it up and see if YouTube will allow me to get it, okay? Okay, so I put on here Moses. Thank you. So I got, I write down my notes here, so I'm going to write that down and look for that. And thank you. I know JoJo Gonzalez says she likes the, what'd she say? JoJo likes the, what's it called? The Screamers, the horror movies. Is it the Screamers? I don't think that's right. Screamers. A lot of the knife stuff. So I found her a surprise that I'm going to do this month. I haven't told her. But I was able to find something, and it went past the checks and balances of YouTube, and I got it. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to be playing that movie too. So I do take it serious. 99.9% of the movies that I put on there are probably, let's say, 60% maybe. And the other percent, and my light went out, which is fine. The other percent of the movies are, okay. The other percent of the movies is what I found, because most of the times I like finding movies that no one has seen, and or the greatest of all movies, right? David and Bathsheba, right? The greatest of all movies made, what's this other guy that was a member of the NRA? Charles Heston, right? Didn't he play some great movies? He played Moses, as a matter of fact, right, Coyote? I think he played Moses. I think so. Um, and so I was talking about the movie trivia on Gregory Peck, that he was hospitalized, and so found out was just some heart palpitations because of stress, and he was a very heavy smoker. His lifestyle, he overworked, and he also, but after he went to the hospital, he began to drink less, and that um, it says also Nathan was a court prophet. So the character that's on here, who was always speaking knowledge and advice to Gregory Peck's character, Nathan was a court prophet in the time of King David. He is introduced in 2 of 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 2, and 1 Chronicles, chapter 17, first verse, as an advisor to David, with whom David reflects on the contrast between his own comfortable home and the tent in which the Ark of the Covenant is accommodated. Nathan informs David that the Israelites are dissatisfied with his leadership and that they want David's son to rule. Nathan goes on to mention that David has forgotten his role as a servant of the Lord. And then it gets even more amazing in this movie. And that's what I believe that people will really like about my after party, after movie watch parties, called the after party, me talking about it. So people can go, let me check this out, because there's some exciting stuff. And then it says this would be the final film of George Zucco during what was supposed to be his next film, The Desert Fox, the story of Rommel. He suffered a stroke on set. You notice a lot of people in that time died young. A lot of actors and actresses and directors, they just lived very unhealthy lifestyles too, drinking and smoking, and a lot of drinking again. It was a lot of that. And said that the guy that was the director of this movie would peacefully spend the remainder of his life in an assisted living facility until 1960. Shout out to Coyote. Thank you for being here with me tonight. It's so great to listen to your story about your amazing mother who raised you, who had you at 15, and just, back in that time too, I remember when I was driving when I was 9 years old. My parents taught me how to drive when I was 9 years old. I was chopping wood. I was doing things that I would not ever. I cannot see my granddaughter driving at 9. I cannot see my grandson driving at 9 years old. I did. I did a lot of things when I was 9 years old when it came to surviving on the farm, but shout out to Mom having you and bring you into this world, Coyote, and the things that she had to endure, It says Massey died of pneumonia in Los Angeles, California. Oh, so I did a little write-up too. I need to go to read a little bit more about Raymond Massey. And Raymond Massey plays Nathan, and Nathan is King David's advisor. And it gives a little history about Raymond, because my husband did a shout. He's like, Raymond Massey. My husband knows probably first and last names of every actor and actress out there, basically. He's just trained his brain, his memory, to remember first and last names. I don't have that as a gift. I didn't train for that. But he does. He has. And so he is a genius. He's a genius buff in that area. And then, did you say, is the old Moses movie able to be streamed? I know the old movie Moses is available, I think, on YouTube for free. But I'd like to get that on my YouTube channel and do a watch party. I'll see if that will allow me. There are some movies that are allowed Coyote and some are not. If I put all my movies through a screening process before I work on it. So I scan it through YouTube and let it go through its scanning stuff. And if it's approved, then I go, okay, well, I can do it. Instead of putting all that work and effort into it and then it's blocked, that's so I've learned from, lessons, true lessons, how to make this easier on me. But Massey died of pneumonia in Los Angeles in 1983, a month before he would have turned 87. His death came on the same day as that of David Niven, with whom he had co-starred in The Prisoner of Zenda and A Matter of Life and Death. It's like little tidbits, I'll also share a lot of that information. Welcome everybody. I see you all in there. My likes are going up, up, up. I see my likes. Yeah, I'm just having a chat about the movie, which is amazing. This is the first biblical movie that I actually, put together and edited and added my twist. And let me tell you all, I always tell people I get excited about things that I'm able to do in my movies, right? And I always tell people, do you all remember like the cartoons at the drive-in? You see like a little cartoon short. So on Tuesday nights, since I just have one movie on Tuesday nights, then I will play, for the first time today, I played a cartoon short. So there would be like a less than 5-minute cartoon short at the beginning of the movie, before the movie, and then there would be a countdown, and then the movie would come on. So I said, I'll do like short. So I am, really excited about, as a content creator to learning more things I could do as a content creator. I've tested some shorts out today and yesterday, and just learning some new things about shorts on how to be more appealing, how to check them out. Got a couple more shorts that I put out, some new ones. I haven't posted shorts in months and months and months. So I did some shorts, but I did some more creative, advanced shorts that's, before I always did shorts that were about, other content, other people. And I said, well, I'm gonna do some shorts on me. So I've really just elevated my skill. I was just looking at some chat, I'm reading the chat replay, and my husband was saying Nero fiddled while Rome burned. This guy placed the heart before they stone her. Nero. My husband still impresses me. It's like, you have a lot of knowledge and you don't let me know that you're that smart. No. It's like, it impresses me. I'm just reading this in the live chat because I posted some really fun things. Like I said, I'm not telling the details of how the movie will go, but I'm just sharing some fun facts. It's not that hard. You record and live enough, just cut out some high tempo clips. Yeah, I did that. It's like, and some other stuff is just like making time, like having the time. Like, see, there are people out there that, what do you call it? There are people out there that have staff. They have editors. They have people to help them, with that. And, I'm like that one person at that one woman show in the restaurant where I'm at the fry stand and I'm cooking the hamburger and I'm waitressing and I'm taking the orders and I'm doing drive-through and I'm, what I'm saying? It's like I'm my own editor, I'm my own writer, I'm my own creator, I'm the makeup artist and the wardrobe, I'm doing it all. And I'm not complaining and going boo-hoo about what I'm doing, but there are times I really wish I could do more. And I've just incorporated back into my life, into my content, because I used to do shorts all the time. I'm trying to integrate that again. You're right, but self-taught can be better. Oh yeah, you're so right about that, Coyote. Self-taught, creativity. I've learned because I was singing more back in the day in the 90s, early 2000s, and so I had a producer, a music producer, who taught me how to produce my own music, because he didn't want me depending on other people to produce music, because a lot of women were compromising themselves. The producer, had a hold on, with, what do you call it? Like put you in positions where you felt, oh, you had to compromise yourself in order for them to do something, like favors, and stuff like that. And I'm a very, a woman that's like, hey, no, I'm not for that at all. And so I I was like, so he taught me how to learn how to use movie editing and music editing. So I ended up having that curiosity skill. So I start off with ASMRs on my YouTube channel, and then I just end up learning as I go what's available. Now, I haven't learned AI. I'm not sure if I want to learn that much about artificial intelligence. I know it's really big on YouTube, that what they're saying, that it's growing really fast. However, if there are some rules. So if there are people who are using it to act as if they're taking someone else's identity, that's illegal. Or if they are using that to, like using their voice, or using things, in a mean way or a negative way, or portraying someone else's identity and stuff like that. So YouTube is on top of it where they're watching it. So I'm kind of like, well, I do want to be comfortable in my natural content. I don't want to be so commercialized, because I felt that if AI is not creative enough, seems artificial. Exactly, Coyote, you got it. It seems like it's like a whole bunch of artificial stuff. I believe, for me, what makes me stand out as a content creator, is that people, they like my naturalness. They like the humanness of my content. They like how I speak, my thoughts. Obviously there's something going on there for me to be a content creator that people like a lot, and I'm so humbled by that. It's a tool. You can help. You can help as a writer for pictures, but you can beat real. You can't beat real creativity. That's so true. It's so true. That's why I haven't been really diving in, on the AI. I've been using AI to help me with making sure that I can find content that is, a lot of it that's public domain. If I want to get monetized, it has to be public domain. Just making sure I'm doing things legal. Or I use AI if I'm looking up the actors or the actresses' historical information. I'll use it for that, because research, I'll use it for that. Because Bing, B-I-N-G, Microsoft Bing, has an amazing ability. AI has an amazing ability to answer things for you. You can ask questions, even though Google has that. But Microsoft Bing is so more detailed, when it comes to giving you information. It's a tool, yeah. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. Um, so about the Bathsheba trivia, yeah, I like this. It says, what was Bathsheba doing when David first saw her? No soul, so no worries. Yeah. And it has this question: buying fruit in the marketplace, cleaning the palace fields, taking a bath, sleeping. So I'll let you all, check it out. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I love reading, is why I have a Wednesday reading party. I have a book reading parties on Wednesdays, which is tomorrow. at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, uh, and so it talks about the production of giving some historical release. David and Bathsheba premiered at the Rivoli Theater in New York City, August 14, 1951. The film subsequently opened in Los Angeles on August 30th before opening widely in September. During the film's worldwide release, the film was banned in Singapore, as the country's censorship board were troubled by the unflattering portrayal of David, an important prophet in Islam, susceptible to sexual overtures. So that's what happened, the sensitivities, you know, how there's always going to be something out there that's going to offend somebody, you know. I'm just watching, I'm doing the replay right now of the movie I did tonight, the David and Bathsheba, and I was looking at Goliath. And I was shared with you all some information about the real man who played Goliath. He was, in real life, he was a Lithuanian wrestler who was 6'8". He played Goliath. You know, the one that David, you know, got that slingshot and got the rock and knocked the giant down. So that was, I love sharing these little tidbits. And it shares that the budget for the movie was $2.17 million, and the box office in United States and in Canada was $4.72 million. Yeah, and this is what I was sharing with you all about King David's life and his relationship with Uriah's wife Bathsheba, played Susan Hayward. Goliath is portrayed by a 6'8" Lithuanian wrestler. So that's what, you know, just hitting on some, you know, here and there without telling about the movie. The movie also had some critical reaction. You know, every time everything seems to be critical. You know, you're going to get some criticism and stuff, but especially when it comes to a biblical movie, it was saying about, there is a guy that had suggested, it was Richard L. Coe of the Washington Post wrote, on the whole, the picture suggests a Reader's Digest story expanded into a master's thesis. Well, these people can be very critical when they are doing reviews. And it just gives some ideas of what their perspectives were in that time. The New Yorker wrote, the accessories notwithstanding, something is ponderously wrong with David and Bathsheba. The fault lies, I suppose, in the attempt to make excessive enlargements of an essentially simple story. We do live in a sensitive world. Yeah, we do. I think, too, because people have become very insensitive, more outlandishly insensitive. you know, you know what I'm saying? It has been very, very insensitive. You're going to go out there and just say some things that can end up harming others, you know, and you just got to be respectful. And even though you're not respectful, then guess what? There's some accountability, you know. It just depends. You know, is that what people say? It depends. It depends. The topic is so broad, you know. So that's what I wanted to share, just my thoughts on the movie as far as from entertainment perspective. I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, even reading about Gregory Peck, going to the hospital when he thought he had a heart attack, but with some heart palpitations because of his drinking and smoking. You can kind of tell that it did affect some of his, it did affect a lot of his, some of his wording, him reading his role. You can kind of tell there's some things there. But again, the man, was everywhere. But I can say this. At the end of David and Bathsheba, when they directed and produced this, and I'm not going to tell the movie, but it was phenomenally put together. I mean, like way before its time. That my review is that, yeah, it gives you a strong sense of fear. You know, like if you disobey God, that there's these punishments that come with that. You know, there's these punishments that makes you think, oh boy. You know, it makes you, it's like this inspiration. Well, you know, I better start walking right, you know, or I'm going to like, you know, get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It does put that perspective. But what I got from it too is that it teaches you to have faith. I kind of got out of it too is that when you see King David, you know, you see these people are human. They're men. You know, they're human beings that make a lot of mistakes. But then I saw too, and you all give me your opinion, that even though, let's say, there's the law of the land, right? There's the law of the land, still, you know, that they violated their own laws. They did not want to take the punishment that they put in stone. They didn't feel that that law applied to them. Right, Caliola. Let me see, Caliola, let's see. What did you wrote something else too in the chat. Let me read your chat. Okay, Caliola says, we do live in a sensitive world. I guess I'd rather be attacked than talk crap to. You mean stabbed? Yeah, you think you'd rather be stabbed than talk crap to? And then Caliola is exactly human finding a way. Yeah, it's you could see that a lot of the laws, you know, you could see some supreme, of course, you know, people know this, there were some supreme personalities with men when it came to, and I'm not speaking just from a woman's perspective, I'm just speaking from what I saw, that there were a lot of inferiority when it came to women, of course. You know, that was what you saw, you know, and it just showed that, boy, there was a lot of, you know, well, you stone a woman. You know, I understand life is different now, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Not really. There's still some things going on today, but it just shows that, you know, there's some things that you could tell if you want to look at some hypocritical things, but leaving out all of that and just looking at it from perspective of how hard these people worked on putting a movie together. It still is. You don't have to speak it. YouTube be censoring. Yeah, of course you know, I mean, they did that to me in one of my YouTube shorts that I did today. I did a YouTube short. And the YouTube short was, what was the name of it? My YouTube short was talking about when, you know, has this happened to you or something like that? Let's see if I can find it. So it says, does this happen to anyone else? And then, yeah, YouTube censored me because it didn't really tell me exactly what they censored me for, but I cannot complain. I don't have a legitimate complaint. They're right. And how they censored me was that there were some things in there that there's some things in there the advertiser probably they cannot sell to an advertiser, right? I get it. Because the song on there is by Salt and Pepper. Something about sex, baby, about me. But all the things that, Salt and Peppers rap about sex. Because let's talk about sex, right? And whatever the scanning, the computers, whatever, picked up the word sex. And so obviously it threw some red flags, right? So I didn't get punished, but it does teach me, oh, I need to be cognitive of even my music choices. You and me. Yeah. Cal Yoda, you know the music. All the good things. I'm going around that song, even though I said the S word a couple of times. I do have to train myself that there are certain words I just cannot say, right? Understandably, because there are advertisers. So I don't feel, to be honest with you, I don't feel like I've been, censored, to be honest with you. I feel that I need to train myself to speak differently. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there are some words that are out there that probably shouldn't be used. I mean, think about that. When I was younger, sex, and I'm not saying YouTube is not going to figure that out. They're going to figure that out too. But the S word, um, I remember that word. I would never say that word when I was a kid or even as a teenager or even in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it, that I don't have anything on my YouTube that says that it's only for 18 and older, because kids are going to watch this. So I do have to be more cognizant of my language. And that's what I see when it comes to YouTube telling me, hello, just be careful, be cognizant. And I must learn that. I must train myself to be, a better content creator. And that's how I can become better, is knowing what kind of words not to use. Because I do want advertisers to, sponsor my work. I got a lot of good stuff on there, especially movies and stuff. And if someone wants to sponsor my work, I'd want to be representative. I was trying to find out also what they pretty much said. I actually hate being adaptive to the algorithm. I got that hate talk, but they trying to be the king of free speech. Yeah, and then look, I mean, I have, me speaking from a perspective of my grandson. I wouldn't want him to hear that word, S. I wouldn't want him to hear that word, R. So that's why from being, me being in business, I get it. So how do I deal with that? So I won't be frustrated or angry at someone else when I'm using someone else's platform and where they do have a legitimate reason. If I want to get paid by an advertiser, I wouldn't want to lose the advertiser money. Who would want to lose money because I use one word? You know, so I can't get upset with that. But I was looking at the restrictions and I wanted to share. Yeah, people can complain. I hear a lot of complaints out there, and I'm like, can't complain. So here it is. So it says ad suitability. It says this video may earn limited and or no revenue due to content identified as not suitable to most advertisers. I respect that. You got people who are paying advertising. Probably it's not suitable for a children's promotion. If there's a song with salt and pepper, you see what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. But again, I'm not punished. It's not a punishment. I'm not after the dollar bill like that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody watches every little penny they make, and I'm not after it like that. It's like for me to be feel free and for me to create, then I want to feel free. I want to be able to, well, guess what? I don't need to appeal to all advertisers. You know what I mean? I don't need to appeal to all of them. And it doesn't break the bank, because there's no big bank. It's about me really just doing something that makes me feel good, and then doing something that's appealing to others, and then bringing people together, and bringing my family together. Because like I said, my grandchild watches a lot of my videos and my singing videos and my ASMR. So I still want to do that, where I could be friendly to everyone. And I know that's impossible to not shake some trees. So I'm a realist. But for the majority, for myself, I do want to be able to please myself, and then be compliant, and then be decent. If it takes learning how to be decent under someone else's platform, because there's a lot of things on YouTube I don't agree with. I just don't watch it. You know what I mean? I just don't watch it. But with the David and Bathsheba, just letting you all know that you all will love watching this movie. Even if you are in religion or even if you're not in religion, it's really an incredibly put movie that has a lot of life lessons. YouTube and other companies, Coyote said, with 230 protection will get fined. Okay, let me check here. Let me go back and so I can read that. YouTube and other companies with 230 protection will get fined a little over 50 million per misinformation, disinformation, malinformation. They censor too hard. Hate and controlling info is different. Yeah, I mean, I just can't complain. I mean, I get the argument. I get why people are arguing or frustrated and upset. But what I've learned, Coyote, just for me, and I love your facts. I love what you're putting out there because I'm learning from you. I learned that, let's say an individual will feel that they have not offended anybody. And then when we become enlightened, and that's the thing now, I think a lot of people are not patient enough to become enlightened. Once you become enlightened, you go, wow, I didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't know that I was doing this. You see? So I think I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to use someone else's platform, I don't own it. It doesn't belong to me. That I need to respect their rules. I need to learn their rules. And the rules ain't that bad. I pretty much have a lot of freedom here. I'm not paying any out of pocket, to be honest with you, to have a channel. If I've vested some money into some stuff, it's like, it's because I chose to do it. But to use this platform and I'm not paying for it, and it's not mine, then I think for me I can comply. I mean, it's not hard. It's really not. It's really not hard. If someone censored me, guess what? Don't use that song, Rhonda. You know what I mean? Don't put the picture on there, with Family Guy's playing with his little boy's nose, and Family Guy think it's a nipple. Right? That's not made for children, but I put it on my short. It's in the short. Family Guy is playing with that, and he think it's a nipple, and it's his baby's nose. I think it's Family. Is it Family Guy? I think it's Family Guy. So yeah, that's like a little bit too much. So what that means, it will limit what YouTube said they will limit my ad percentage. Like, for example, of course, a diaper business is not going to sponsor that short, right? I mean, look what Nickelodeon, we were just talking about this a couple of days ago, about Nickelodeon had Kanye West and P. Diddy. P. Diddy talks about, back in that time, about giving these two little boys a helicopter to put in their friend's pants. These are minors. I mean, hey, there's situations out there, in my opinion, there's situations out there where we have to protect people. Your content is perfectly fine. I just warn because one day that might change. Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, you're right. I like talking about certain things because it helps me process my thinking. It helps me process things in my head. It helps me restore some things in my brain. It helps me make my thinking and way I talk about things as I get older. I'm stimulating those things as why I speak on things the way I do, because I want to build a healthy brain, healthy mind, because one day they might change. A good book, a good movie, 1984. I mean, it will. I mean, look what they're doing with books in schools. Books are censored, right? They removed a lot of books out of the library. You know what? There's a way to work around it. I was taught a lot from home. My parents took a lot of responsibility for teaching me things from home. So guess what? If there are some things in school that, those kinds of books that they censor, guess what? I'm going to teach my kids the way I want to teach them. They have a library at home. When my kids were little, they had all those books. Guess what? I'll teach my own children. It's not going to keep me from educating my children about history. I have control over that, what's strong home strong home and family is underrated. It really is. It's underrated. And it's also distracted, deflected, suppressed by things out there. You know what I mean? It's always just a lot of major issues. But how do we solve that problem? Like you was talking about, Coyote. We're at home. We teach our kids at home. We take responsibility. And not everybody has a healthy home. Not everybody has both parents. In a lot of cases, having two parents and one that's unhealthy, it's not good parenting for those two unhealthy people to be parenting a child. It's like you got to get it where you can. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in where you fit in. So you have a lot of single parents that are incredible parents. They don't need the man. You have a toxic man, and you have a lot of great men that don't need a toxic female in the house being impressionable on their children. Bad impression. So yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't want, people out there teaching my kids things, that I don't agree with. I grew up dirt poor, not knowing if you will eat always. Yeah, you were sharing that with me about growing up dirt poor. Did you know? I have a question, Coyote. At that age, did you know you was dirt poor? I'm just curious if you knew you were, if you felt it, you know what I'm saying, in some way, if you felt you were starving. I grew up tougher and more outspoken. That's the question I had for you too, was like, did you know? Because I know my dad, he said he was very poor. And then my parents lived off the land. No, not completely. It felt normal. Yeah, that's what my dad was saying too. I think, but then you realize, as you get older, your parents, what they had to do, or family members, or whatever, what they had to do to get you through, what they had to do to get themselves through, life. What did they do? And we end up really appreciating that, appreciating what they did for us, appreciating, the family dynamic, and then understanding sometimes, I always say one size doesn't fit all, and it really doesn't. Like there are so many people that can be judgmental of other people's lifestyle. We don't know what's going on in their home. I was speaking yesterday about people profiling people. We don't know other people's livelihood or situation. And for sometimes people to stand back, with their arms crossed, judging, like misjudging and profiling others is just not right. It's not right. In my opinion, it's just not right. So, this world is much bigger. It's much more complicated than people's when they look at something. I had a guy that told me, let me share a story with you. And he was from North Texas, the Panhandle. And he was the most gorgeous looking guy I've ever seen. He had this total white hair. White hair. He was in the oil and gas business, and he traveled all over the country. And he was like a consultant. He was really good. And I just loved his personality. He was a country boy. You know what I'm saying? He was in his 60s or something when I knew him back then. I haven't seen him in years. But I loved his company. He's solid white hair. Just a gorgeous guy. And he said that there was a person parked at a disability, a place where people with special needs will need the placard, right, to hang. And he saw where there was a sports car parked in that space. And he said he went out of his way to approach that person, to get all up in their face, to challenge them for parking in that spot. I think the short story goes that that person had the disability license plate, and the person had 2 prosthetics for legs and 1 false eye. And he served, and she was a woman actually, she served our country. And he was all up in her face. I think there's a situation and circumstances that fits everybody. But he was all up in her face and was upset, that he assumed because she drove a sports car that she was rich and selfish and maybe probably 90% of the people that he had approached, that was cocky and selfish and probably didn't belong in that parking space. But this taught him a lesson that that person deserved to be there. Sometimes with confrontation it's not worth confrontation. When do we become in a place today that we have to be confrontational? Now, I understand there are a lot of good reasons, right, to be confrontational. But confrontation with no rhyme or reason just because, right? Just because someone made you feel uncomfortable because how they look, how they dress, their orientation, whatever. I mean, it's like you got to really know the laws, the rules. You got to protect yourself. You do have to speak up. You got to use things to help you speak up and protect your innocence. And that's where it just comes to. That not necessarily your neighbor is going to be there to help you, or people are your brother's keeper, or your sister's keeper. It's like sometimes people just kind of turn their head and look the other way while you are victimized, or while you need help, or you drop something and you need help picking up, or you fail and no one wants to touch you because they feel they're going to be, it's going to be a lawsuit. I think you just have to just by instincts just go with your gut. If someone drops some groceries, help them pick it up if that's what you feel that you need to do. Not be out there where you got to be a superhero for everybody, because not everybody's going to be appreciative. And pretty much you just got to really, take care of yourself. Watch yourself without fear, live your life where you're not so fearful. It's like I was talking about YouTube and their rules. I mean, I know people can get pissed and argue about certain things being done, but it ain't my company. I'm using their platform. I always say, if y'all I always tell people out there, other people, they're out there who are complaining about politics, run for office, get some votes, change the laws. If you don't like it, change it. And it's not being sassy or mean. It's like, that makes sense. Get enough. Go out there, round up some people, get some votes, and then That's what it takes to really make change, is to run for office, and do things that you feel that's going to be, that you feel is going to make your country better. You know, that's how I feel about it. About a lot of things, I just got a lot of thoughts about things, and that's how we deal with stress. That's how we deal with anxiety. Some things we just, why be a part of other people's argument? Why be a part of an argument when you could be a part of resolve? I mean, is it going to help you mentally? Is it going to help you mentally to be extreme or to become angry? And then we do need to look at that language we use. Write down negatives and positives. What is positive language? What is negative language? You go, oh, I use that word hate. I use that word anger. Do you know I'm a work in progress every day? I'm a work in progress every day. Because there's a YouTube that, I use, I created. I understand that not all advertisement's going to sponsor it. I'm not in trouble. I did not get a strike. My page is not blocked. But it does teach me to go, oh, how this could look. It's my truth. It is funny. It's about my husband and my relationship. I could still do another short like that. But then it makes me think, okay, well, not all advertisement is going to be a good fit for that. And I'm good with that, because I don't need everybody to be sponsoring my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Coyote says, I respect people. I help people when I can. Lord knows I am not perfect and people should be treated nice. I feel the same way. Coyote, I feel the same way. Let me tell you something. We have a neighbor, right? He moved, and oh my God, I love that family. They moved. They had opposite political differences from me. All right? And I had differences, than theirs. Why should we always expect that we all should be the same? Or we should think the same? Where does that come from? I understand, when you want to win something, it comes in numbers when you want to win something. I get all of that. I'm a political activist, big time political activist in my day. You see what I'm saying? Big time. I wasn't so extreme where I wanted my, some things to happen to my family. I've already was attacked, right? Falsely. But I knew not to speak politics around them. I knew that I didn't have to be transparent with them. I could say, they say, be nice to your neighbors. Hi, good morning. Hello. So the wife is very grave. His wife is very gravely ill. His wife is very gravely ill, and they have 6 cats in their house. I have 5. We have a clean place. We take care of our cats. So one of the cats ran out and got out, and that woman, she was stressed out so badly. She was so stressed out that she forgot she wasn't dressed properly to go outside. Okay? I saw her standing there. So I went out there. That's my emergency response training. I'm emergency response. I'm trained for first response, right? All right, is she okay? She goes, my cat. So I left the house. I went across there. She lives right across from us. And I said, okay, what can I do to help you? Right? That's just me. Yeah, I did that. Instinctively, I went to go see what's wrong because I knew she was gravely ill. And I said, she's out there. She's not dressed appropriately. She goes, my cat got out. So I said, I tell you what, let me see what I can do. I said, I don't know if I could catch your cat. I don't know. But I said, I'll let people know, right? And she said, she said, okay. She went back in the house. So sure enough, it was 2 weeks later. My husband and I, we feed feral cats. That's just what we do. We're not trying to save the planet. But we do feel if there's something we could do to make something better, we're going to put our 2 cents in. So my hubby put some food out there and some water for starving cats. So her cat showed up. So I ended up, her cat that ran away showed up. I ended up having like a little, like this, I don't know if you can see that behind me. See behind me that little plastic thing? Sometimes I use it as a barrier to keep the cats from getting under the chair and stuff. So I use that to slide in front where the cat could end up running out, running out and escaping. So I end up putting that there to block the cat. And then where the cat could run out on the other side of my patio, I already had like some like mesh wire, tied right there to keep raccoons and possums from coming on the porch. Okay. So I end up catching her cat because, I'm the country girl. I know how to catch a cat. I know how to hold a cat behind the skin of their neck, where they won't scratch you and just make them feel calm. And I caught that cat. I felt like the biggest hero in the world. I was able to bring that cat back to that sweet lady. We have political differences, right? Oh, well. Maybe he's ignorant when it comes to race. So if people say something that becomes insensitive, you don't have to hold some things in. You can be decent and you could say, I don't believe in that, but I'll have to remove myself from this conversation. And I hope I gotta go. But hey, tell your wife I said hello, tell the kids, and I'll see you later. Something, I think there's an art. I'm not saying there's an art to that not everything is fixable, because a lot of things happen to people in this country that's just wrong, beyond their control. But I'm saying if I can have some control of myself on how I treat others, of what I say, how I approach, without feeling I'm oppressing and suppressing myself. If I can contribute to living another day, to be alive for my husband, to be alive and live another day, to fight. What'd you say about schedule? Opposing, okay, you said schedule? Did I say schedule? See? So I'm saying sometimes I'll say something I didn't know I said it. Tell me a little bit more. What did I say? I think I was speaking on, did I say schedule? I mean, if you said I said schedule, I said schedule. I didn't know, I can't remember. YouTube schedule. Right. So, are you asking if I have a YouTube schedule? Is that what you're asking, if I have a YouTube schedule? Okay, I'm going to wait till you reply to me. But, oh, okay, yeah. So, you're saying if I have a YouTube schedule for my content. Is that what you're asking? Do I have a YouTube schedule for my content? Okay, so let me go in and, I believe you said yes. So, I do have Tuesday night, and I'm going to post that tonight. How about that on my community tab? But Tuesday nights, I have 8 o'clock movie. One movie. Because it's not on a football day when football is scheduled. So I try to pick a day where I can at least be in other content creators' live feeds sometimes. So sometimes I don't want to, eliminate myself from having fun too. Just because I'm a content creator, I want to visit other people's pages. So let's say NFL season comes. So I think Tuesday is a good day for one movie. And Wednesdays I have book reading parties, book reading watch parties, book reading listening parties. That's tomorrow, every Wednesday. This is every week. Fridays, I sometimes will go live uh, with hot Mike hubby or just some random things, just chat on Friday because Fridays are cool days. They're cool. Fridays I will go live and we just talk it up a storm. I might pick a topic and then we'll always go off topic sometimes, but I'll just talk about something we're inspired to talk about. And then Saturdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have cartoon/nostalgia. So cartoon means cartoons, animation, or something like The Rascals or, Flash Gordon or something like that. Saturday night, I have double feature drive-in theme movies Saturday night at 8 p.m. So I have a schedule there, but I think I'll repost the schedule today. I'll repost again. Check out Community tab because I do communicate a lot on the Community tab. I communicate a lot with schedule. So probably when I get off tonight, which I'm going to be closing out shortly, I will be posting. I'll post my schedule during the week. But those Tuesday movies going live, sometimes I just go live. Like tonight, I might do a movie after party. I'm watching for my husband. I hear him up, so I don't want him walking out here naked. So I do have the camera kind of turned, so there won't be any accidents. I told him I'm live tonight, so just gotta turn the camera around just a little bit. So anyway, yeah, that's the schedule. That's the YouTube schedule. And but if there's, like I tell people to email me, if I see some consistency and some need, because I'm seeing there is a need, from other people want to see me more like Friday night lives. I'm seeing there's a lot of people hanging out, and I know for sure Saturdays and Tuesdays. So it seems like when I'm going live, people just love hanging out. So that's where I'm at right now. I wanted to give a shout out to Coyote and Eric Wallace was in the room, and shout out to the movie watch party tonight and people who attended the watch party. And I think to me, it's probably crucial for me to be consistent after a watch party, to talk about the movie that I had and to talk about my thoughts and engage in some conversations without revealing too much about, any spoilers or anything, but to give some more insight behind the scenes, basically, about the movie, about the actors, about the actresses, about not necessarily the plot, because I don't want to give out any information about the movie. I want people to watch it, but I want to give some more historical information about where it was filmed and the movie budgets. And, like Susan Hayward was diagnosed with cancer. The lady who plays Bathsheba. So Coyote says, yep, I should chat more Friday unless it's about movie or show. Yep, I should chat more on Fridays unless it's about movie or shows. Okay, so are you saying that you would like to be a part of the Friday chats? You like to be around more? Is that what you're saying? I should chat more. Yeah, I would love, Coyote, I think that's, to me, a very important part of being a content creator is having a schedule, for people, so they could be prepared, and I know that's important. It's why I've been testing some things on Fridays. I tested something tonight, about having a movie watch party and having an after party, a live chat after party after the movie, because not all people are going straight to bed, after the movie. Yes, for more conspiracy or political or whatnot. Yeah, I think because I agree, Coyote, because this is when I say, and I say this all the time because there are some other people in the chat room too, that haven't made their self visible, I want to do a shout out and thank you for your likes. Because I do see my likes going up, up, up. Yeah, where we could talk about things politically, because I do have a strong voice. At the same time, I'm not going to, I mean, I might end up, offending someone anyway, but I'm not all about being confrontational and offending people. I think what I do, I like giving advice on how I deal with things and how I see it from my perspective, from a positive position, without creating an environment of people getting angry and fighting each other. Because my channel is about stress living. How do you cope with things that makes you stressed out? How do you deal with someone that, if you're thinking, wow, this someone has food stamps in their grocery cart and they got a bunch of snacks and steak. I know I'm going on a whole nother topic, right? Why people just really don't have a right. No, I'm not worried, but thank you for understanding that I do have that, yeah, that respect for people. I do, and I don't fear in expressing myself. It's my nature, how I'm just not going to, because of my field of study, my field of work life, my whole life, there has been a reason why I am the way I am today, because people's story is much bigger than a grocery cart and someone looking in your wallet and see if you're paying for groceries with food stamps. Number one, it's not my business. It's not my business. Who am I to say, because I pay my little funky ass taxes, who is it for me to say, well, this person doesn't deserve some candy and some damn potato chips? Because why? It's going to make me feel entitled? Because I feel better than she or he with food stamps? We really got to pull our goddamn, pull the I'm not going to go there. Stop being so harshly judgmental of others like that, not knowing that people do have a backstory. That's not my business. You know what I'm saying? It's my business to me if I feel someone needs help. If someone, is drowning, if someone's hurting, if someone's getting awed, if there's a fight. Of course, I'm not going to be some kind of hero and try to jump in the middle of a fight, but I'm sure going to see if I can call somebody to help stop the fight. Turn on my porch light. Maybe that will disengage it, decompress some heated situations, So I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that, that politically, it's a big topic. It's like never ending that we could talk about different perspectives. We could talk about probably, why does someone that's running across, with a family, running across the border to become safe. I'm an American, but it doesn't mean I'm better than anybody in this world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking from the comfort of my home. I got cats I'm in love with. I got a husband. I have the conveniences of life. And I'm not going to judge someone else who is desperate. I don't know their story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Plus, I'm too humble. I'm not over religious, but again, I respect my higher power. I'm not going to sit up there and look down on people and make people think I'm better than you, because why? I mean, it's just that the person who seems to not have anything will be that person will be the one to save your life one day. Will be the one who could probably find a cure for cancer. At some point, everybody has been somebody's hero. And that's just my closing thoughts for tonight. we're dealing with people dealing with something that makes them so mad and angry. You know, people have a right to express themselves to a certain extent, right? Freedom of speech to a certain extent. But at the same time, know that your voice is powerful. What you say is powerful. What you do has an impact. No matter who you are, what you look like, or how tall or short, whatever, it influences somebody. So my thing is, for me, I want to take responsibility for myself. How do I want to influence somebody? I'm not trying to save the world. It's too big. But what do I want to do for myself to make myself better? And how do I want to live my life where I can at least do one great thing for someone every day? How am I going to be an impact on someone in a great way? What can I do? I end up probably doing more than one, end up doing 5 or 10 or 20, right? But I'm going to say at least one every day, I'm going to do something great for somebody. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel like I'm living longer. That makes me feel like I have a purpose in life. That makes me feel like that I have helped someone, that my grandkids can look up to me even more. Understanding is the greatest reward. We all have our experience. Exactly, Coyote. Everybody has a story, whether it might be insensitive or sensitive. The story is too big to limit it to just one little checkbox. Everybody has a story, why they're doing what they're doing. I just don't have to agree with all of it. I don't have to be angry with them either. And I could say that from the comfort of my home. Not to judge others who are trying to fight to be where I'm at. Because I'm at a good place. So I know I can try to really control what I do. Maybe what I say sometimes. I could find things in my home, in my backyard, to make my husband happy, to make me happy, make my grandkids happy, make my daughters happy. You know, if I have that power, I could hear my cat in the background. My cat wants me. My cat's picking up on my emotion, right? He's like, "Oh, are you okay, Mama?" But you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm all for those conversations. Maybe I could commit. You said to Fridays. Maybe I could do Fridays. Maybe I could definitely do after parties, after the movies and stuff. But I think I do need to definitely commit to something so people can be in the habit of, knowing that, hey, Rhonda is going to be available on Friday. And then we have our moderators, if there needs to be something to help, if someone gets too far out, too far. I've have, some wonderful people I trust to moderate. But I've always wanted a place where people can feel that they can say something and ask and give me an opportunity to explain. Because I think everybody has an explanation. And I think if there are people who don't have an explanation, I think that they want to know, they want to learn, they want to understand. I want to understand. People I don't agree with, I can still find that window of opportunity to understand them, why they feel the way they do. But the only problem I have, when you cross the line into my space, you cross the line in harming those I love and care about. I have an issue with that, and I'm going to take it up in a different way. It's going to be a whole different way. And it doesn't mean I'm going to take it up in a way that's going to harm other people, or it's going to harm me more, or where I live. But I'm going to find a way to fight for someone I love, not physically. I'm not a fighter that way. I'm not ignorant. I'm not wired that way. But I'm just saying. Okay, well, I will put out a schedule today. Thank you, Coyote. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I just love the love. I love the attention. When you speak to me, I do become more inspired. You inspire me to awake in a way that I could see a greater need, a greater need for me. And we were so excited to even talk more about that movie. The movie tonight we had, which was David and Bathsheba and their love and how even, God forgives. That story speaks on a lot of what we're going through today. That there's mistakes that people make. That with things there's punishment. So it's a lot we can learn today from that movie. And so I ask people, go check it out. It's available on the replay. When I when I close this video out, I will also post the link to the movie that I played today in the comment section in this live, so you can just go to it and check it out and enjoy what I put together. And I just love people that come here to exchange conversation, like Coyote, like Eric Wallace. We learn from each other. And I just love your story about your mom. And, I just love your mom and have so much respect for her, raising such a wonderful person like you. And that you can have differences and still have a sense of respect for yourself and respect for other people. And then respect the fact that if you are a content creator and that if that's what your channel is about, that's what your channel is about. You know what I'm saying? You got to be true to yourself. You got to represent what your content is about. And that's what my content is about, I'm a true representative of what I put out. And I'm far from being boring. I'm not bored at all. But I'm going to tell you the truth. And if it's something I like, I'll say it. If it's something I don't, I'll say it. With love in my heart. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you for spending time with Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. Please subscribe. Please share and like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And also, become a member and be a part of these extra perks that I have. Because if you think I'm working hard now, man, become lady, men, become a member, and you will say, wow, how does she have time to do that? I thought she was already busy over here. I do have time. I'm very good with organizing things. Become a member and become a part of private chat rooms and a part of book readings and on a higher level of what Spark Nation, Rhonda Lovely Sparks can give you. That's Spark Nation. Be a part of rocket power. I give you hopefully something you can take with you that gives you rocket power. I love you all so much. Thank you for being also in my life. And I will see you. Soon. Good night. Mwah.